Okay, let's get started. That's yeah, good. Okay, let's get started. So, dollar index, I'm gonna start always from dollar index and go from here. So not much has moved since yesterday's weekly outlook, really. I don't see too much, maybe because we do have the Labor Day here on US and Canada. So maybe that's also why the market hasn't been moving too much, but that's okay. So let's get started. I'm gonna go over kind of the same kind of pairs that I'm looking at and kind of the same um, what has worked and what has moved so far, and then go over really quickly through the currency pairs, and then I'll jump to commodity, and then I'll jump to equity and finish with crypto. So let's get started. Let's get started now. So it seems like everyone's tuning in. So dollar index, as you guys know, I've been looking for the buy opportunities. Still in this kind of a consolidation. We did have the impulse up. We're just kind of in this consolidation kind of correction. Remember my yesterday outlook, I mentioned I want to see a breakout and then lower time frame continue to push the price up because there is a small chance price can move down one more time before it goes. It's just that we haven't seen what the price would do in this area, but I do want to see a push out and then lower time frame continuation correction to continue kind of the dollar strength. Okay, price is consolidating here, probably because of low momentum, low market uh, movement, and but we will be able to see a little bit more momentum upcoming London session and into New York session. So that is dollar index. Let's go to a few kind of dollar pairs. Call yesterday, I was looking that this potentially could be kind of some sort of continuation structure that to correct this move. Price is kind of in this area now, right? And then we're seeing a potential price move up. So what the price will do in this area here is it going to form a correction here, and then we're going to get the next sell down. I do see this is probable. I do see in terms of price action, we did have a pretty bearish impulse. So just naturally looking for a continuation correction down. Again, yesterday I mentioned, uh, don't be shocked that price push up one more time, forming some sort of double top, and then we still drop from here. So it's a good idea to look for confirmation, look for this correction to develop a little bit more, and then look for the sell from here. So that is Aussie dollar. Let's go to Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi dollar, still not much has changed since yesterday, but I'm seeing that price action will slowly trickle down a little bit. But again, this whole day will have just been a little bit of a low momentum. This becoming a little bit of a correctional structure. We could see a little bit push up, maybe forming a structure like this, and then before the drop. Again, same thing with Aussie dollar. Don't be surprised if price continue to push up to this area, and then a reason double top, and then push the price down as well. Okay, but ultimately still looking for strength in the dollar, still seeing this potential move to come down. That is what I see on Kiwi dollar. Moving on to Euro dollar. So Euro dollar, last week I was in the trade, get out of that trade already. Just looking to see what the price will do here. Again, low market momentum, not much has moved. Do want to see actually a push up to the price to the top of this structure and then see what it will do in this overall correction. Um, I in my outlook from yesterday, I mentioned there is this possibility that price continued to go upwards here before the drop, but because we're in this correction here and we're consolidating for a really long period of time, so I do want to see a push up to here, and then if we get some sort of reversal price action, reversal candlestick formation, then I will want to look for a sell from here. But the safer one and the one that I'm always going to be waiting for is just a complete breakout from this structure here, and then lower time frame correction to enter the trade. That is what I see on Euro dollar. Okay. Do you take a trade if the trade moves upward on the first continuation pattern price? Uh, what do you mean by that? Do you mean if price continue going upwards and looking for the sell on top? Is that what you mean? I see. Yeah, well, in this case, if price move up like this to form some sort of double top like this, I'm not just going to enter from here, looking for a first kind of an impulse and then lower time frame continuation like this. This is always going to be the best setup and the best entry for this. So that is how I would see if I'm going to look for this move up from here and then look for the sell from here like that. That's what I see on Kiwi dollar. That's just going to be safer. Do I take a long entry? Never really, because I know the long entry is short lived, and then the short trade is going to give me the best risk reward. So even though I know the price can likely to push up, but I'm not looking to take any trade like that. Okay, let's move on to pound dollar. So pound dollar, as you guys know, I was looking for a short here because I was in euro dollar, so I didn't take this trade. But do have the strong impulse down, and then we're at the bottom of this correction now. Okay, this is key now because if we zoom out a little bit, what has price to do every time when it reached the bottom? It managed to kind of push up, right? So be careful here. I would never enter a short here now because price has already moved pretty impulsively down. It's likely to either form a deeper correction here before it goes, or it might come back to the top again. So the safer side for me, because I'm still biased for a sell, is just look for a breakout. Look for this breakout. Look for that continuation on the lower time frame, and then look for the sell continue. That is how I see on pound dollar. I think it's looking very good. It's looking clean as well. Just need a little bit more price development because it's in this area where it's already at the bottom now. So be a little bit careful. Don't just jump in the trade. Look for confirmation would be more ideal. Euro dollar, sorry, dollar cat, sorry. Dollar cat, still looking for a long if we zoom out a little bit. Price just has been stalling in this area. Again, we have low momentum here, so we're not seeing the breakout that I was looking for, but don't discount the trade yet. We're still in this kind of a larger correction. Can we get a push up from here? I would like to see that. A push up from here, lower time for correction. Do you want to see the push up to at least this high here, and then kind of see what the price will do in upcoming days and weeks? Higher time frame perspective, because we have been moving so correctively now in this kind of a descending kind of channel. So it's just a matter of time when I see that breakout and then continuation like this. That is what I expect from dollar cap. So moving on to a couple on dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, again, we broke out this kind of a structure. I mentioned about that impulse from the kind of descending channel. And then again, we form another kind of a correctional structure on the lower time frame. And then price managed to break out. And then pretty much, if we're going to see more continuation, let the continuation build up here and then look for a buy. Because we're pretty much clear. We cleared the structure, okay, and we form a continuation. So that's all very good. And now it's just waiting for some sort of lower time frame. And I do see this can be a potential buy, and then see what the price will do when it reach this top here. That's what I see on dollar Swiss. Moving on to dollar peso. Dollar peso last yesterday, I was mentioning that because price is getting kind of squeezing in this area. Now we're in this kind of a descending kind of channel and then a falling wedge kind of pattern. So it doesn't even matter if price gets pushed down one more time because structurally it's still the same. And I'm still looking for a breakout, lower time frame continuation, push the price up. Nothing has changed much. If we zoom out to the higher time frame, I'm still looking for this move to correct and then to form a larger correction here to correct this move. And then we're looking for another downside like this. So that's dollar peso. Moving on to dollar Singapore dollar. Nothing has changed since yesterday. Still seeing this the impulsive move, and again, not interested until we see a breakout. Otherwise, happy to just kind of wait to see what it will do here. It might reach the top of this correction, and then we drop down once more, and then moving the price up once more like this. So don't just jump in the trade unless we see a little bit more confirmation from the market. That will usually be the most ideal entries. Jumping to a few other pairs, Aussie Swiss. Yesterday, I was looking for. I remember we were seeing this bearish push down from this ascending channel. I mentioned, is this going to develop some sort of ascending channel before the breakdown? It is in a corrective way, but we didn't see any kind of a breakout. We didn't see any kind of lower time frame continuation. So price is trickling up, which is good because what I want to see ultimately is that Can it continue trickle up here, reaching to this top? This makes a reason double top, where the top of this structure, once again, we're in this kind of M style pattern I always talk about. So looking for the top here. If we get a, again, lower time frame continuation, we push the price up correctively a little bit more, and then looking for a strong push down, and then kind of a lower time frame continuation, bring the price to the lows here. Definitely see this pretty probable, and looking very clean for the upcoming days and week. Overall, if we zoom out a little bit, I always focus on structure, right? Because structurally, we're still in this larger structure. So as long as price is within this larger structure, and then any kind of bearish momentum from the top will always be the good sell from the top. So that's Aussie Kiwi. Like you said, I always wait for breakout and first continuation short. Of course, that's up to preference, but I always do this for because that's in my plan, that's in my risk management plan. It's just the safer thing to do. Of course, if you looking for a sell right away breakout like this, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a little bit risky, and it's up to your risk management if you want to do that. Personally, like I said, I'm always going to look for a first confirmation and then a correction to bring the price down. Okay, this is just the safer way, right? I trade this way just for I've been doing that for a long time, and it works for my personality, works for my management. Okay, so let's go to Aussie Kiwi. Aussie Kiwi, remember yesterday I mentioned looking for a sell once the structure complete. We see this price push down, and then price is correctively in this area. And yesterday I mentioned look for price to kind of push up one more time. Okay, potentially reaching a potential double top like this, and then looking for a sell from the top here. Okay, if we zoom into kind of the lower time frame, uh, we're seeing this potential structure is completing. We're seeing this kind of ascending kind of channel within a smaller ascending channel, right? And price popped out. Right now, we're seeing kind of we see the price push up. Can we get a push down from the price and then breaking out of this structure here and lower time frame continuation? That would be my sell right here. I think I made a post today as well on this. So definitely looking for a sell from here, and then looking for a continuation down to the lows of this structure here. This is going to be very good risk reward from this point, so don't want to miss this trade. So set my alert and everything, and look to capitalize that in the upcoming kind of next 24, 48 hours. Let's go to a few yen pairs. Let's put a couple yen pairs I'm looking at. Zoom out a little bit. So Aussie yen, yes, yesterday I was mentioning that can we form some sort of continuation structure here from this impulse correction and looking for the continuation downside. So looks like price is kind of doing that now, and because we're heading into it's so it's 6 o'clock, so 7 o'clock in London. Looking for a couple more hours of consolidation here, and then look for a breakout from this correctional structure. Other than that, happy to, if it's going to go up, happy to let it go up a little bit more, and then potentially reaching the top here again and look for the sell here again. You're gonna see this kind of M kind of structure all the time. So that's kind of how two ways of seeing on Aussie yen. Moving on CAD yen. So CAD yen yesterday I mentioned as well, because we're in this larger structure, looking for the breakout and continuation would be the more ideal one. Other than that, happy to wait for the price to develop a little bit longer. This is kind of a ascending channel as well. We're potentially reaching this double top as well on the higher time frame. So if it push up one more time, like I said on yesterday, it's okay. Looking for the reversal structure and candlestick formation from the top would be ideal as well. But like I said, personally, looking for the breakout would be a safer side to do and enter the first correction from here. That is CAD yen. Yeah, pretty much. Always wait for a break of a clear structure and look for continuation for entry. Yeah, that is just how I always do it. Of course, there's multiple ways to trade a price action or trade an impulse. It's just that this has always worked for me, worked for my personality, and I keep mentioning it's a little bit safer is because When you're trading a little bit bigger size account, you don't want to get tagging and tag out, meaning like, for example, I'm going to talk about Euro Yen, but I'll use this as an example, is that you can potentially enter a trade here because it is a impulse correction. But I know that there's a probability chance that this can continue upwards again, maybe hitting a double top before it drop, or even continue upward a little bit higher before it drop. So why not wait for a clear breakout and then lower time frame continuation? And that is always going to be my trade and the safer side, where I can not put my money at risk in this kind of consolidation, because this can easily consolidate a little bit longer. And if my stop is too tight, I'm just going to get tagged out and I'm just going to lose unnecessary trade. Okay, so that's Euro Yen, right? Just went over that, looking for a breakout continuation to bring the price down. If not, happy to, like I said, see the price to move up once more, maybe a double top or something like that, and then sell from the top like that. Other than that, looking clean on a couple yens. I'll go over pound yen. I think pound yen is good. It's almost ready as well. So if you guys recall yesterday or even last week, I mentioned when the price is in this area, I'm not too interested because it can bounce off on the channel and continue move upward once more before the drop. Now that we're approaching, we kind of break out the channel now, right? And like always, I keep mentioning this in all my kind of post analysis, is that just because it broke out doesn't mean it's going to start going down now, right? This is usually where a lot of traders enter to try to sell, and then price usually reverse back up. So, and then before the drop. So wait for confirmation, right? I always talk about wait for confirmation. We broke out a little bit. Okay, that to me is not even a clear breakout. I want to see a clear breakout and then kind of a lower time frame continuation. That is always going to be my trade. And pound yen is looking very clean. I love the price action. I have a left shoulder, head, and then potentially a right shoulder developing here. Head and shoulder on top of this run, very likely to see this reversal down. And like I always mention again, is that I'm okay to miss, a couple pips here, 50 pips, 100 pips, doesn't matter, right? Because I'm looking for this trade right here. I'm looking for this much risk reward here, right? There's going to be a couple hundred pips that I can make. So not worry about missing, 50 pips here or whatnot. I'm looking for confirmation so that my trade will go as planned, and looking for the next down move. That is pound yen. Did I mention euro, dollar yen? No, I didn't mention dollar yen because it wasn't on my watch list, but I can go over it after I finish all the yen pairs. Kiwi yen. So Kiwi yen again. Yesterday I mentioned Kiwi yen is pretty much my favorite kind of a yen that I'm looking for, just because structurally it's looking very clean. It's been this larger structure, and we're seeing this breakdown already. We're seeing a potential continuation, and we're going to see continuation downwards. So zooming into the lower time frame. So lower time frame, we're in this kind of potential structure forming here. Okay, price is pushed down, and then can we make it push up one more time, completing this structure before the drop? I do like this. Out of most of the yen pairs, I do like it overall because it's structurally higher time frame. Higher time frame wise, we're in this top of this structure now, right? We have this kind of a double top or triple top, you want to call, and price is slowing down here, and expect this push to the downside before a potential up move from here. That is what I see on Kiwi yen. So waiting for the structure here to develop a little bit longer, waiting for a confirmation from this correction would be the most ideal trade to take the trade down. So that's Kiwi yen. Your dollar yen, right? Let's go dollar yen. The reason why dollar yen is not on my watch list is because I don't really see much price action in this term. Okay, this is because dollar is strong and yen is strong. That's pretty much what it is. Okay, you'll see that my bias on most of the dollar is strength, and my bias on most of the yen is strength. So dollar and yen happen to just be in that, right? So we're just this is kind of not too much into me. I'm not seeing too much in terms of price action or structure. I'm not really even seeing any patterns really. Ranging, yeah, pretty much, because I'm not really seeing much at all. And of course, if I really want to put a bias on it, I to be honest, I'm looking for a long something like this, right? because I'm seeing this as an impulse, this is a correction for the next long. But because it's just not in any kind of a structure kind of thing, so I'm just kind of staying out of that. There's just way better pairs and currency to take advantage of, so I don't need to waste too much time on this one. So that's dollar yen. Let's move on to a couple of other ones. Cat Swiss, yeah, Cat Swiss is looking very good. I think yesterday I mentioned about, yeah, I was looking for M kind of pattern here. This could be a kind of M pattern that we did see price broke down. We did see kind of this correction and it went down. I mentioned, look, if we see this bearish kind of push, look for a continuation. Do we get a continuation here? Nope. We push the price right back up and then potentially forming another M pattern within this M pattern. Okay, and then we've seen this kind of correctional structure here and price push up. So that means that structurally it may still need a little bit more development. We can see this kind of sanding channel in the formation now. So can we get a little bit more corrective here before the drop? I definitely do see this is pretty likable. So I'm gonna set my alert on this one and then see what the price will do here in this last bit of a sanding channel, and then looking for at the top of this overall correction now. So still looking very clean. We're at this double top here on the higher time frame as well. So everything is really signaling a potential kind of a sell-off here. Okay, it may not happen impulsively, but I want to see what happened here. Again, looking for a breakout and then lower time frame continuation is always going to be the safer trade. Okay, so that is Cat Swiss. Is that a continuation of valid short entry after the break? Are you talking about Cat Swiss? After break sending structure. Yeah, that's always one. That's always what I'm going to be looking for. If this kind of ascending structure develop a little bit longer, like a couple more hours, if I see a first drop down, yeah, lower time for continuation. This is always going to be my style of entry, because we're just at this recent double top. We're at the top of this higher time frame structure, and we're at the top of this recent higher time frame double top. Pretty much everything is telling me that there's going to be a potential sell here, but I'm not just going to blindly enter short here. Okay, I'm looking for confirmation once more. Some people might set an entry right here. Okay, right when they break out this correction. I do think that is valid, but like I said, personally, looking for a confirmation, it's always going to be give you the best risk reward, really. So that's what I see on Cat Swiss. First rejection, no. Like I said, correction would be more. This can be developed a little bit longer. In fact, this can just pop up like that, right? And then you're gonna take unnecessary losses. It can pop like that and then quickly retrace back up and then continue downwards. I've seen this over and over again in the market. This is how the market catch a lot of people and then take a lot of traders' money. Is that they a lot of traders think this is going to be the signal now to sell. Yes, it's in the structure, but it's not complete, and we're not seeing additional confirmation. What we're seeing is what the price likely to do is really pop to the upside, take out all the stops from here, and then drop right back into this pattern, and then continue downwards. Again, I see this over and over again in the market. Okay. How about the one before, not the other one, the one to the left, like this? Again, same idea, right? If you're not looking at all this on the right side, if you're not looking at all this to the right side, again, this to me, okay, reason double top forming a potential correctional structure. We drop out again, lower time for continuation. Do we have that? Right? If we have that, then it's a valid sell and you move your stop to break even. If you don't, then no, right? So I do, if we zoom in a little bit, you can classify this as that first continuation correction, but personally, again, I'm looking for a strong breakout and then continuation down. This to me is not really a continuation from this structure. We did push down, and I mentioned, if we get a continuation here, that would be looking for a sell here, but we did not, right? We pushed the price right back up, and then now we're just forming something like this. So that is what I see on that. Okay. Let's move on to pound Swiss. So pound Swiss yesterday, I'm still seeing this overall structure, kind of a parallel structure. We're just halfway through the correction now. We just made a correction in the middle. So I think someone told me he was in the trade from the top here. If you're in the trade, good, probably move it to break even and then see what the price will do, because this looks like it's a lower time for impulse, lower time for continuation correction, and we can see the price push up again. So if you're in the trade, definitely need secure profit or just set break even. But ultimately, when we zoom out a little bit, this is still the impulse that I'm talking about. This is still a correction where we can get this next impulse. Okay, so price is stalling a little bit here, and we're looking at really the lower time frame, 5 minutes. This could be an impulse correction. We can push the price up a little bit higher, maybe back to the top here before the drop. So be careful on this one. I would personally wait a little bit more confirmation. Can we get the price pushed down here and push back up here, forming something like this? A little bit more structure, a little bit more structure to correct this move like this, and then push the pounds down like this. And then ultimately, if we get out of this structure here, there's just so much room to the downside. Again, there's so much room to the downside to the lows here of this structure. So if it forms continuation correction here, then I'm in the sell as well. So that's pound Swiss. So pound Swiss, let's move. That is pretty much all the currency pairs that I'm looking at for this upcoming 24 or 48 hours. Like I said, not much has changed. Not much has changed since last time or yesterday when I was looking at it. Um, if you have any pairs you want me to look at, I can go through them really quick. Do you consider it risky to trade continuation in a clear structure after a strong impulse? What do you mean by that? Uh, I guess to give you an example, I think what you're trying to say is it is risky because there's no confirmation. If a double top is a confirmation to you, then it's, to me, is not as strong as a confirmation than something. I think you're talking about cat Swiss, so let's go over to cat Swiss really quick. You're talking about something like this, maybe, right? You just see a strong impulse like this, and then you see a potential reversal structure, and you're looking for a downside like this. And this is why I keep saying is that these trades are valid, okay, like they're valid sell because they're a reason double top, they have a reversal structure. But ultimately, from a price point of view, you want to look for a little bit more clarity or a little bit more confluence, so to speak. Okay, you want to have a little bit more uh, positive confluence on your side. So this example you talk about here, um, yes, we do see, a double top. We do see a kind of a reversal structure. We're at the top of this structure now. Everything is looking good, and I talk about the M style pattern as well. Yeah, everything is looking good. And honestly, if you set a stop, if you set an entry like this, and you set your stop like this, I do think this is still valid. But I think, for me personally, a little bit more confirmation from the market is always going to be safer side, because if you really backtest how the market moves, a lot of time it's just catching a lot of traders to jump in the trade and then it quickly retrace back up or whatever, and then it still has that move downwards. It's correcting now because it's just trying to. A lot of people are entering their sell. A lot of people are entering probably their buy, and the price is consolidating because it's trying to fill everyone's order. And once all the orders are filled, and then we're going to see that strong momentum either push to the downside or push to the upside. But structurally, when I see these kind of thing over and over again, there's just a very high probability that we're going to see this sell off from here. Structurally, price action, it's just looking very clean like that. It might take longer. Okay, it might take this correction a little bit longer. It might even break down and break up, break up, break up. But ultimately, structurally, if I'm looking for that breakout and first kind of correction, is always going to be my trade. It's always what I look for in the market. Yeah. So let's move on. So if there's no other pairs that you guys want to look at for currency, I'm gonna jump to commodity. So let's start with a few commodities here. So natural gas, yeah, natural gas. Someone was asking me this. So natural gas. We zoom out to a higher time frame. We're just consolidating here. We've been consolidating here for, excuse me, probably 2 weeks now. And if you zoom into the 4-hour chart, we're just still in this larger structure. Of course, price is looking like it can break up now, which is good. And I do think this correctional structure is large and deep enough, like something like this or something like this. And every time we see a correction, we do see the push price up, right? So expect this to continue upwards, but I've been saying this kind of for a couple of weeks now when I go through natural gas is that we're approaching this daily double top potentially. Obviously, it can have the momentum to break through, but because it's approaching it, and if I really look at the risk reward, um, we're very close to this top now, right? If we zoom out a little bit, really, if you even enter a trade here, I might not even be able to get 3-to-1 here, which is in my trading plan, in my risk management plan. I want to trade that I can at least get 3-to-1 and then look for more opportunity from here. If I cannot get 3-to-1 here, I'm happy to be on the sideline, happy to see a full breakout from here, and then a larger continuation correction, something like in this size or in this size, and then looking for more upside. And if you zoom out on the higher time frame, if we break out from this daily top, there is pretty much nothing in the way. Okay, maybe this potential as a top, but if we break out and then a deeper correction, even something like this, a deeper correction, I do see this push up, but this will take weeks or months to get there. Okay. Aussie CAD, yeah. I didn't talk about Aussie CAD because it wasn't in my watch list, but let's go over it really quick. So Aussie Cat, reason why it's not in my, the reason why it's not in my plan because I'm not seeing too much. I do see this kind of a W pattern. I talk about this, and then from the top of this, there could be the potential sell. But because we're kind of in the middle of this kind of a structure now, and we already pushed too much down here, I naturally think I want to see a little bit more corrective structure here before the sell because we're already kind of retraced back up and I don't know what the price will do here. I'm not seeing too much of a correction. This could be some sort of sanding channel. Um, yes, but I think there's just better, I want to say better Aussie pairs or better CAD pairs that I want to take advantage of. Like because I am biased on the long on dollar CAD, okay, meaning that I'm seeing potential CAD weakness, and then Aussie CAD obviously, if you're looking for if I'm looking for short, which is the only bias I have, it kind of contradict with a couple other pairs, a couple mostly other CAD pairs I'm looking at. So that's why this is on the sideline for me. I do see there's potentially better pairs than this one to take advantage on. Okay, so that's Aussie CAD. Going back to the commodities, so window over natural gas. Let's talk about oil. And again, yeah, I totally forgot oil, and this is also why I'm not into Aussie CAD either because I'm biased on the short for oil, and that means if oil is dropping, that means CAD as a currency is dropping as well because Canada is one of the major oil producer. So looking at U.S. oil, I mentioned made a post here about a potential sell opportunity. We're just in this larger kind of a consolidation structure, and then latest price action, we have this kind of a parallel channel. We have a massive bearish impulse down. So naturally, looking for a continuation correction. That is always how I'm gonna see from a price action point of view. Um, Right now, it's just consolidating a little bit. If you go to a lower time frame, we're potentially forming something here. This is really not a correction for me to correct this move. This is pretty impulsive, right? We pretty much dropped down from beginning of September down to this. We dropped about $4.50, so that's pretty big drop within a few days of period. So naturally, waiting for a little bit of bigger size continuation correction is always going to be the more safer side of things. And I'm looking to target the lows of here. Okay, this if I do get in this trade, definitely looking very clean, very good risk reward. Definitely at least 3 to 4 to 1 minimum, and then looking for the lows as a potential target. Okay, really appreciate your effort. Thank you very much. Love your stream. Thank you very much. Appreciate everyone's support, of course. Obviously, doing this for trying to provide value to everyone, and hope everyone like what I'm doing here and continue to support. That's all I ask from everyone. So let's go to silver. Silver and gold, again, still in some sort of consolidation. I've been looking at silver and gold for the longest time, and my bias doesn't change. So my bias, I'm still looking for a sell, still looking as this is a larger continuation structure. We bearish impulse out of the structure, now forming its own structure, and can this correction to finish and then look for the next downside. Again, looking for a breakout is always what I'm looking for in terms of continuation. Not interesting when the price is in there because it can really pop back up. In fact, it can really back up all the way here and then drop on this. Then structurally, nothing changes. We're just making a larger structure. We're just knowing that the larger structure isn't complete yet. Okay, so confirmation breakout, confirmation correction, confirmation sell to the lows here. That is how I would manage or how I get into silver if I see the opportunity. If I don't see that, happy to just let the price consolidate a little bit longer or do its thing, and then jump back in if I see what I'm looking for. Let's go to gold. Thank you for the support. Yeah, thank you. Let's go to gold. So if you notice gold, same idea, right? Where I'm still seeing this as the impulse, correction, impulse, larger correction. Nothing has changed since yesterday or even last week I'm talking about. Still forming a larger correction here from this move here. So looking like this is kind of some sort of flag to push the price up one more time, making this some sort of expanding pattern and then looking for the drops like this. Okay. Personally, if I need to pick, I probably pick silver over gold. Okay, they're pretty much gonna move the same in this time anyways. They're pretty much having the same kind of price action anyways. Silver for me is a little bit more cleaner. I think gold because there's a lot of buyer and seller in this area now, right? We all know that a lot of people are looking for buy because we broke some all-time high. This is gold on higher time frame. We broke the all-time top here. We broke some 2000 level that people think it's a key level or a psychological number. Really doesn't really matter. The point is that excuse me. The point is that there's a lot of buyer and seller in this area, and this is why price is consolidating. Okay, and once we really, just like what I said about Cat Swiss, once we see most of the orders are filled, once we see most of the orders, most of the traders are in their trade, we can potentially get what the move will do from gold. But personally, I'm still looking for a bearish on gold. That will add to my dollar strength bias as well. And then just looking for downside because when I see this kind of a bearish move, okay, in such a short period of time, excuse me, it dropped about $200, right, in the matter of 5 days, which is pretty massive drop considered how much gold has moved in the past time. So naturally, when I see that such a strong impulse down from such a strong impulse up, because if you see an impulse up like this and you didn't see a continuation correction to push the price up, and suddenly we have a reverse. So right from the top, we didn't even see a reversal structure really. We just have a reversal kind of a bearish push. Naturally, if we're getting developing some sort of correction here, really my bias is sure regardless of what happens here. So that is gold. Okay, that is what I see on gold. Happy to answer some question on that as well because I get a lot of messages on gold from everyone, and I think quite a bit people are saying that they see a bullish on gold, whereas I see bearish, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing right or wrong really. It's just that I'm seeing it from my perspective, and others may see it from a different perspective, and really there's nothing right or wrong because I'm looking for a bearish move, right? And some people might think I'm looking for a longer term. Maybe this can develop into some sort of flag channel. This is the impulse that we're getting a larger, deeper structure before the buy. Yeah, that's also reasonable, right? It's just how you see it, what time frame you're looking at, what is your strategy, what are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for that short and medium term push, at least to the lows here, and then reevaluate to see what the price will do. That is my kind of thinking on gold. Others may think I'm gonna buy gold when it reaches when it's at this area. Now I'm looking to hold it to hold to the next 2,000, 2,500 level or whatever. That's different, right? So good morning from London. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate, agree with your analysis. Thank you very much. Crypto, I do crypto. I'll leave crypto at the end if you don't mind. I am went through the currency, finished commodity. I'm gonna go through equity really quick, and I'll jump to crypto. What would you consider a valid trade break of some smaller structure or bigger structure? I made several videos about that, so make sure you tune into my analysis on my YouTube or on TradingView. I made a lot of videos on what I think is a valid trade or high probability trade. I'll jump into one really quick so you know where to look for. Look for my Ripple. Look for my Ripple trade. I made a trade on. Uh, Gotta find it. I forgot where it is, but just go on my profile and then go through the one that says high probability setup. Look for that. Okay. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna continue now. So let's go. That's all the commodities. Okay. If any guys have any questions on commodity, otherwise I'm gonna jump to a few equities and indices. UK, yeah, I'll take a look at that one. Okay, so let's start with a few indices. Let's look at China 50. China 50, I think last week I was talking about structurally, I like what the structure is doing. If you guys recall, if you guys recalled, we had this kind of a strong bullish push to the upside. There were some news events and China and Hong Kong kind of the relationship. Anyways, we see a strong push to the upside, and then do we get a continuation structure to push the price up? We didn't, right? We consolidate a little bit, and this looking like some sort of a flag or some sort of continuation to push the price up, but we never see that. Instead, we push the price down impulsively, and we're just in this larger kind of a structure now. So again, it's similar like gold, right? You have a push up, and you're looking for a continuation to go, but it didn't happen. Instead, it reversed back down and reverse back down into a larger kind of a parallel channel structure, and we're seeing price is breaking down as well. So how do I approach this? Well, because it's at this bottom of this channel now, right? And like what you guys been hearing from me is that don't jump in the trade when it's in this area. Look for a confirmation. We broke out, great. Are we going to get a confirmation correction here to continue to sell? If not, then price likely to push back one more time to the top here and then before the drop. So that's how I see on China 50. Let's go to Euro 50. This one was requested by someone, so I'll go over really quick. Structurally, if we go to higher time frame, we had a massive jump from COVID. We recovered since, but we're still in this kind of a parallel channel structure. And the latest price action, what I like about it is that when I see correction and structures within the larger structure, that just always going to make the larger structure more valid, more likely to do what it's supposed to do to reverse back down. So we had an impulse down, correction, impulse down, correction, and now it's just in this kind of parallel channel structure. And not interesting until I see a breakout from here, breakout from this channel, and breakout from this larger channel, and then continuation correction to push the price down. If I don't see that, happy to let this one go. There's a couple indices that are looking very clean as well. So do you want to capitalize some of those? Let's move on. Nifty, yeah, Nifty. We had that push down. I mentioned, do we get a continuation here? No, but we popped to the upside and then reversal correction, pushing the price down again. So looking like it's going to form some sort of correction here, looking like it's forming ascending channel or whatever. Because we broke out structure, we broke out this larger structure. So I am interested to see what the price would do here. A larger, deeper correction here would be the more ideal setup, and then look to target the next recent lows here. That's how I see on Nifty. NAS. So made a post here on NAS. We had a correctional structure after from this impulse move. Because we didn't break out the structure, and this is key now because we're in this kind of a longer term kind of structure. We haven't been able to break out the price, break out the structure for quite some time now. So if you're in this trade, be careful because we're approaching this bottom now. And again, knowing how price action move, we can potentially push the price out upward once more, and then forming some sort of top, double top, and then drop down once more. So really important to see what will happen in really the London session or the New York session upcoming day. Can we get continuation? Can we get a continuation from here to move down from here? That is what I'm going to see from upcoming days. Moving on to S&P 500. So similar idea, right? We had a correction really at the bottom of the channel. We did manage to break out, which is good. But we're seeing the price to slowly trickle up now, right? We're trickling up to really the bottom of the structure again. So not going to be interesting now until I see a little bit more development from here. If we form a little bit bigger structure to correct this move, then I do see this next move will be likely to happen. Yesterday I mentioned we're at the top now where we just broke all-time top. This is the top before the COVID drop. And we're all-time top. We're in this kind of ascending channel, correctly pushing the price up. And then we really have a strong bearish impulse here on the lower time frame. So are we going to get enough kind of a correction here, some sort of positive confluence to get this sell-off? I don't expect a crazy sell-off like this, like the COVID, but I do expect a correction to happen, some sort of correction to move down the price, because we already move up the price pretty impulsively. There's really no continuation correction in this move thus far. If the price is going to continue, it really needs to correct itself. Whatever correction it's going to make, maybe something like this, or maybe we see a price drop down to the lows here before the up move. Whatever it's going to do, I expect a correction to happen before the next push up. That's what I see on S&P. UK 100, right? UK 100, yeah, let's go over it. This one's a little bit unclear to me, but my bias is a little bit more neutral. Okay, just because the structure, this is the bearish push down from COVID. We had a kind of ascending channel formation. Instead, if we zoom to the 4-hour chart, this is that ascending channel I mentioned on the daily. We had a push down, and then we're forming this kind of a parallel kind of channel. It's a little bit unclear what the price is doing. In fact, looking at this, making me think we might get another push up to the top of the structure, and then potentially looking for the sell down here. But this structure, to me, compared to really most of the other indices I'm seeing, is more looking like it's going to go up rather than it's going to go down. Right? This is more like it's a flat kind of channel structure, but looking at this is more of a continuation kind of. This is an impulse. This is a continuation to push the price up. Whereas the couple one I went over, structurally, this is looking as a reversal. This is a push up, and then this is a reversal kind of structure to push the price down. Same thing with China 50, we push down, and then this kind of structure is looking to push down rather than push up. This is also why it's not in my watch list, because it's a little bit unclear what it's doing. Okay, so when it's unclear or the price action is not developed into what I want to see, then happy to stay out. Happy to stay out because there's other ones that are looking much more clean than this one here. Okay, so hope that answer what you're looking for. Last one, US 30. Yeah, let's look at Dow Jones. So Dow Jones, really similarity than S&P and Nas, right? If I zoom out a little bit, this is the ascending kind of channel. So to see how this is much more clear than UK 100, to see that this is a clear ascending channel. We have correction within this larger correction. And then this was that bullish push up. We'll have another correction here, pushing the price up, but instead we're forming a reversal structure at the top of this larger structure. So looking very clean, very good. And then just looking for any kind of reversal. We did see this reversal structure from here. We dropped down, and this is a potential bearish continuation structure. Push the price down, but again, we're starting to retrace like this. So same thing with S&P, same thing with NAS. Can we get a little bit more structure here? Something like this to correct this move down, and then looking for the sell from here. But ultimately, because structurally we're still in here, I really would want to see that breakout again, looking for the breakout and then lower time frame continuation. And then if we zoom out a little bit, this makes it look like this is the left shoulder head, and then right shoulder potentially that continuation correction to push the price down. Other than that, happy again to be on the sideline for this. I think S&P looks a little bit better because we actually broke out the structure, whereas down is still in the structure here. That's why I would pick the S&P over down in this case. Okay, so that is all the indices. I'll go over a few equities I'm looking at because all the indices I'm looking at is pretty bearish, and then that's why there's not too much equity I'm looking at. I'm just looking at a few that is still okay for me to go over, or the ones that I get a message on to go over. Boeing, I keep going Boeing because I'm in the Boeing trade. I'm still in this trade here. Still looking for some sort of breakout from this correction here. And that is it. So I'll update this periodically and see how it goes. Going to Nike. Yeah, Nike, I'm still in. Someone asked me again. Not much has changed. Yesterday, I don't think the market even opened during Labor Day anyway. So what I said yesterday, same thing. Wait for a larger correction to build here before the buy, because we zoom out a little bit. Notice how price move like this, and then we have this longer, deeper correction before the next push up. So naturally, we already moved this much already. So expect some sort of correction like that. Maybe in the terms of this size, or maybe it's a little smaller size like this, but expect a deeper correction to form before the next buy. So that's Nike. Tesla, sure. Tesla, same thing. Nothing has changed. I'm gonna say exactly what I said yesterday. Is that this was the buy opportunity that I was in. Price is still consolidating. We pushed the price up and then we dropped down, and this is because of the stock split or whatever. And there's a little bit of volatility here, but this is exactly same thing as Nike that I just went over. Is that when price impulsively move this much, it naturally needs a longer, deeper correction before the next up move. If you zoom back into kind of the past price action, look how price impulse up like this, and then it forms a larger, deeper correction, and then still have the push up after, right? And this was my entry. I talk about every time when I see a larger structure from an impulse, looking for an impulse correction, breakout, lower time frame continuation to push the price up. See how this is always how I'm going to look for possible entries. And it's always going to be the safer side for me to look for that first lower time frame entry to push the price up like this. Okay, so waiting for a bigger structure here is going to be the ideal. Okay, let the price consolidate longer, in days or weeks or whatever, how long it's going to take, and then look for that first breakout and look for that lower time frame continuation, and expect price to continue going up. That is how the price move over and over again. You zoom out from here, there's nothing in terms of bearish price action I'm seeing here. Impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, waiting for another correction before the next buy. So that's what I see on Tesla. Last one to update, Uber. Yes. So Uber, nothing has changed. Again, still, if someone is in this buy, still looking to hold the buy. Like I said, we're approaching this reason double top, top of the structure here. So move your stop accordingly. If you can get tag out here, and then move your stop at least to here, and see what the price will do. Can we get a little bit more buy momentum to break out the structure, or are we going to downside once more here before the up move? That's how I see on Uber. So that's pretty much all the equities one I'm looking. Not much because, like I said, all the indices are bearish to me. So most of these stocks are from they're U.S. equities, anyways. So S&P, Nas, and Dow Jones, if they all look bearish, pretty much most of these equities or look pretty bearish to me. So that is what I have on equity. Valid long entry on what? Okay, so if you guys have any equities or stock you want me to look at, I can take a look. If not, I'll jump into crypto to wrap everything up. Valid long entry on Uber. It was a valid entry when it was at here. okay? Because looking at a structurally point of view, we had a double bottom, okay? And we had a descending kind of channel squeezing the price. We had a first impulse up, first lower time frame continuation correction, pushing the price up. Now I'm not really interested in the buy anymore because we're just in the middle of this larger correction now. So not looking to buy at least till we break out here, and then looking for more continuation. If not, likely to see the price drop down once more to here before the buy like this. Okay, that's what I see on Uber. So if you guys don't have any equity for me to look at, I'll jump to crypto to wrap everything up. Again, not much on my crypto watch list. A lot of crypto had a bearish kind of push to the downside. So I personally don't really want to sell crypto in this today's market anyways. So I can go over them. Do you see a few potential for a sell? But I personally won't get in, but I'll go over them anyways. So let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, if you've been following me for a couple of weeks, I've been talking about when the structure is building something like this, it could potentially become a reversal structure. Remember, I think it was last week or a week ahead, I mentioned, doesn't matter how someone draw the line. Someone can draw the line like this, okay? And then someone can draw the line like this, and then pretty much think that this is a continuation correction to push price up, right? We had a bullish push in the upside, and then forming continuation to push it. And that's when I said no. Don't it's irrelevant how people draw the line. It's actually how the structure is doing, right? And this is why I go back to my line when I first draw it was I mentioned when the structure is in this kind of structure, don't just jump into buy and sell now. We're approaching this daily double top here. Price is a little bit consolidating. It's not really forming any continuation. Instead, it's forming a potential reversal kind of a channel structure. And we really got that in the last kind of a week. We had this ascending channel. We pushed the price down. So if we get some sort of continuation correction here, okay, I do think this is a valid sell. But I personally really won't want to get into any sell of crypto really, just because when I trade crypto, I'm trading it more as a swing. Okay, I'm not day trading any crypto. I'm actually trading it as more swing, meaning I'm just gonna have a bigger stop loss, a, a smaller risk reward. I'm happy to trade that because I have seen crypto's volatility. I don't want to, lose unnecessary money or something like that. Okay, I don't want to do that. I want to trade crypto as a buy only and looking as a swing trade only. So, but short term wise, I do expect a continuation here to push the price down lower and really to see what the price will do at this bottom here. This was the beginning of that continuation push up. So this likely to see this correction is likely to build, and we're likely to see this push. That is what I see on Bitcoin. Dash is kind of one of the few that I do see is still looking potentially bullish. Okay, we zoom out on the higher time frame. I still see this as a push up to the upside. So impulse correction, impulse potentially would just form me a deeper correction, but I do see this move can still happen. And going to the intraday charts, we have this massive push to the upside. We just haven't have a clean correction to push the price to correct this push. We're just dropping down massively now. This is potentially a sell here that I think someone got in. Someone was messaging me about a sell here. Like I said, I don't want to sell any crypto, but judging by price action, if you're into this sell, good. You probably move your stop, but prices retrace back now, right? So move your stop accordingly or take some profit accordingly. Ultimately, what I see on Dash is that I want to see the same breakout. Okay, I want to see a clear continuation and potentially push the price up to the recent top. Other than that, I'm happy to wait to see what the price will do. It might consolidate here a little bit longer before the push. Then I'm happy to, like I said, wait on the sideline and observe to see what happens. Let's sell with entry at the break of structure. No. If you're talking about Bitcoin, I think you're talking about Bitcoin. No, because you don't know what this structure may be doing. I'm saying, like I said, I draw these lines so it looks like a reversal structure. I can change this line to make it into like a continuation, right? So again, because we're not sure, and this is why I'm always looking for that continuation correction. If I drop down like this, if it form a continuation correction here, then this is the more valid sell for me to go down. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum, if you guys been following me, I did exit all my crypto trade. My stop was here. I remember this was my buy. I moved my stop here, so I just got tagged out yesterday or a day before. I forgot. Anyways, structurally, if you zoom out a little bit now, we are potentially forming this reversal structure. You see these kind of structure a lot. These kind of ascending reversal type of structure. We have multiple correction within this larger correction. We impulse down all the way, and same thing as Bitcoin. If we form a continuation correction here, I do think this is a valid sell, at least down to the beginning of the lows here, and see what the price will do. Like I said, personally, I won't be in the sell, but from a price action point of view, we had a reversal structure. We break out from that structure, lower time frame continuation, looking very clean to go sell. Okay, so that's Ethereum. Can you look at .USD? Yeah. Let me find one that's so much spread, huh? Okay, I don't have too much data. I'm not sure which one are you looking at in terms of the market, but I don't see much here. I don't have too much data to really to give you a better understanding of the price will do, because this is all I have. This is only like not even a month of kind of data, so I don't see too much price action point of view. I need a little bit more data to give me a little more clarity on what it is looking for. It's new, yeah. That's why if it's new, I'm not seeing too much price action. I can't really give you too much of analysis on that. Okay. Tron, yeah. TRX Tron, right? Yeah, I'm looking at Tron here. To be honest, again, I'm only seeing a sell here. Okay. We had a price passively pushed down already. That's a clear impulse like this. It's potentially forming a continuation correction. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. So if you're looking for sell, I would only be looking for a sell like this to go down. Right now, I'm not seeing too much of a buy setup because this is a pretty strong impulse move to pretty much reverse from this. Okay, this is why I said when I see a bullish impulse, and if I didn't see a bullish continuation, I straight up see a bearish impulse, then the next continuation correction that it forms is always going to give a little bit more confluence for that sell. It's the same as gold that I went over as well, right? Gold had to push up, no continuation correction. We just had to push down right away and then forming a larger continuation. So for Tron, I don't want to sell it because I don't sell crypto, but price action wise, I'm looking for the sell like this. Okay. IA correction. Personally, I'm just looking at it as a sell actually, but because I'm not seeing too much of a buy kind of price action. I'm just seeing this as the impulse correction and then potentially further downside. That is what I see on Tron. Okay. Let's move on. Yeah, last couple ones. Ripple. Ripple Bitcoin. So zoom out. Still in this larger kind of a parallel channel structure. Nothing has changed thus far. We had to push up. We're just in this larger continuation correction, and really just looking for that first breakout. Looking for the first breakout, and then looking for kind of a lower time frame continuation to push the price up more. Again, we're just at the beginning of this overall daily kind of structure. If we zoom out, you can see that price has already dropped quite a bit. So if we get that push out, we get the lower time frame continuation. I do expect price to continue at least to this top, if not to the next daily top. So lots of room to the upside. Again, don't want to miss this trade. We had an impulse up correction, looking for the next impulse. That is Ripple Bitcoin. Last one is Ripple. So very similar like Ripple Bitcoin. In fact, I like Ripple a little bit more because this is a clear breakout Okay, clear impulse out of this larger daily kind of a structure. We have continuation. We have a impulse. We have a correction. We have another impulse. I'm just looking for another correction here to push the price up more. Okay, so be a little bit more patient on this one. It can likely to develop a little bit longer. And then looking for the first push up, lower time frame continuation for the buy, just like this one here. Okay, those of you who are asking me about the entry, this is my entry here. Take a look at this one. We have a chance, but always looking for a breakout from a larger continuation structure. So this is clear impulse. This is clearly a correction. This is clearly a breakout and lower time frame continuation to push the price up. Okay, so that is Ripple. That pretty much this pretty much summarized all the crypto I'm looking at for the upcoming 24, 48 hours. If you guys have anything you want me to look at, feel free to comment and I'll take a look. So Daniel, I just want to say obviously trade according to your plan or your strategy, right? I just explained what I see. Okay, that's just kind of how I trade and how I see from the market. But when you trade, make sure you follow your plan and how you see the market. Okay, otherwise, it could potentially get into some emotion, right? Just honest kind of feedback. More, yeah. Monero, right? That's the right symbol, right? XMR USD. So, looking at this again, I have to say I'm still looking at this as pretty bearish. Okay, I'm zooming out on this. This is the first time looking at this. What am I seeing here? Well, higher time frame perspective, we're pretty much rejecting this daily double top. We had this previous daily top. You see how price broke out and managed to right back in. And what I see this clearly is that this is clearly an head and shoulder pattern, right? No, this is almost textbook to me. This is too clean of a head and shoulder pattern. We had a head and shoulder pattern. We reject a daily previous double top and price impulse down there. Once more, this is a clear impulse. So can we get a continuation structure here for the next sell, right? Again, I'm not looking for a sell, but from a price action point of view, this is looking very clean for another sell pushing down. Okay, that is what I see on Monero. Ethereum, I did go over Ethereum, but I'll go over again. So Ethereum, because we're forming this larger kind of a reversal structure, right? And I mentioned this from last week that when I see correction within correction, and then we see a strong bearish push to the outside, breaking out this correction, and it's consolidating here, looking for a continuation correction here, and look for the next sell. That is from a price action point of view what I'm seeing. Zooming out from the daily, there's zooming out from daily. We almost approached this daily double top, which I mentioned last week, but we didn't. But sometimes that's what happened in price. We don't hit that double top, but structurally it is rejecting this potential area, and then we see this kind of a bearish drop from here. So like I said, looking for a correction here, and then confirmation from here. Look for a breakout like that. That is what I see in terms of price action on Ethereum. Okay. Any other pairs you guys want me to take a look at, or any other questions? Really, I'm happy to answer a few questions. Been going off for an hour 15 already, but happy to answer some questions if you guys have. Euro dollar, sure. So euro dollar, I made a post on euro dollar. If you missed this one, you can take a look at this one. It's about kind of what I see in terms of the trade I took and what I see ahead. But I'll go over really quick. Um, So let's go higher time frame. I'll explain this clearly. Higher time frame, still looking this as a daily potential daily double top. Price is already consolidating here, so looking very clean. This is looking very clean for ascending kind of channel formation. Going to the intraday chart, you can see that this was my potential. This was my short. Sorry, this was my short entry from here. I did exit it after a potential double bottom here, and but still looking for short. Still looking for continuation. If we zoom out a little bit, looking at this at the 4-hour chart, we had a bearish impulse down, and we're forming this larger, potentially a lower time frame continuation, and then looking for a breakout, right? Looking for a breakout, looking for a small lower time frame continuation to push the price down lower. If not, happy to see the price move up one more time to the top here before the sell like this. Okay, I do see this is looking good. We might just get one more push up. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. We might just get one more push up to the top of the structure, potentially completing this lower time frame continuation correction, and look for that sell from the top, or wait for a breakout and then wait for the lower time frame continuation outside of this larger structure, which is always going to be, again, the safer side of things. Okay, so that's euro dollar. Best way to contact me, you can message me on TradingView. You can post on. You can You can comment on my posts. You can comment on my YouTube channels, and I have Telegram, so you can message me on Telegram. Okay, Telegram. I do have a Telegram channel for free. I post all my updates, all my analysis, all my lessons, all my content on the Telegram channel. So feel free to join that one. But personally, you can message me at Ares Trading. I'll type in here. That is my username for Telegram. So message that if you want to get a hold of me. So that is it, guys. So that is my weekly outlook. I mean, sorry, not weekly, my daily outlook and market update for the upcoming 24 48 hours. And if you guys have any questions, if not, I'm happy to end the stream here, and I can chat with you guys next time. And one thing to add, because I got overwhelming support from everyone. I have a lot of people asking me to change the stream time to this time now. Okay. I used to do them in the Asian session. Okay. In the Asian session, and quite a few guys messaged me to do it in the London session. So I'm trying out this week to see how the response are and what do people like that and things. And so I think you guys do enjoy it. I think you guys like the streaming London session, at least for those of you in Europe. Probably works better for you in terms of time. So happy to do that as long as I get enough people to tell me that works for them and they would like to see the stream moving forward in the London session. I can certainly make time on that, because I said this in my yesterday stream, is that I can attend pretty much all 3 sessions. Okay, I usually do anyways. This is what I do as a career, right? So I usually do stay up for all the sessions, and trying to at least be there for the beginning of it or the end of it, right? Because I still need to sleep, of course. But right now, for example, is 12:13 a.m. So it's midnight for me here in Vancouver, but it is 8 o'clock in London, right? So happy to do this as long as you guys prefer it or you guys like it, and enough people support that, then I'm happy to do that. Okay, so that is it, guys. Very happy to see all the people that turn out to watch this. I really appreciate the feedback. Really appreciate the support. Really, I say this is I'm not doing this for any monetary benefits. I'm doing this for trying to provide as much experience and knowledge to everyone, and then also helping myself to be a better trader. Doing all this is only going to make myself to be a better trader, right? When I talk about a lot of educational stuff, that I stick to it. So every time I'm repeating it, I'm telling myself as well to watch out for those as well. So happy to continue to do this. Happy to continue everything that I have been doing, and Just happy to see everyone enjoying the content and everyone enjoying the value that I'm trying to bring. So that is it, guys. So again, I'll have another stream on when so today's Tuesday, on Thursday morning. Sorry, Thursday morning London session, 6 o'clock GMT. I'll post that in my Telegram channel so you guys can see the links. This time the YouTube and TradingView work surprisingly. Yesterday it wasn't working for me. I was actually getting frustrated because TradingView, this stream is in the beta version, right? So it's just sometimes it just screws up. Like sometimes it's just you'll create a link for, let's say, tomorrow, and then when your, let's say, tomorrow comes and then I'm gonna start my stream and it just had some technical issues and I have to recreate a stream, and then I'll have a new link for TradingView and new link for YouTube, and sometimes they don't sync together. Okay, and it just creates issues, and that's a little bit annoying. But hey, they're in this beta trial version right now, right? So can't really complain or can't really get upset. But that's it, guys. So we'll see everyone on Thursday morning, 6 o'clock GMT, and happy to answer any questions if you guys have. And those of you who are late, feel free to type in whatever you're looking at in the live chat. I can take a look later or tomorrow. And that's it, guys. So thank you very much for tuning to today's Outlook and Market Update. And hope everyone have a wonderful day and stay safe out there. Okay. So thank you very much and have a nice day, guys.